Well, that's very correct. If I didn't do exactly what I did or I'm doing right now, I'll be as poor as a and I'll be that individual who is out there complaining about anything and everything. Probably you usually watch my video and you usually ask yourself, okay, who is this guy? Where does he come from? What does he do? Who is he? And all those kind of things. Now, today is that video that I'm gonna share with you exactly what I did, what I'm doing, and I've considered that was the best decision that I've ever did or made in my life. All right. And by the way, this is that video that honestly, just sit back and relax. You might pick 2 or 3 things that can actually help you in transforming your life as far as the finance is concerned. All right. Now, this is it. Before I even tell you to subscribe, and by the way, you should be doing so. Okay. It doesn't cost anything, and liking this video as well. Now, if you've been watching these videos, probably you've been watching me for the last 4 months, 6 months, or maybe 1 year. And maybe you got me where I had some good subscribers and all those kind of things. And you don't understand like my past very well. If you here, you've been watching my videos for the last like 2.5 or 2 years or something of sort, all right? You probably know where I come from. I was a time I was making videos and I didn't even have a smartphone. I remember the very first video uploaded on YouTube, I actually got a phone from my sister and I could show up to her place and record a video very fast, upload with it, and then I should sort of do the, scheduling of the videos and, all those hassles and what have you, all right? I didn't even have a smartphone, that's for sure. And then I just said that things that were coming from deep inside of me. First of all, if you do not understand, I'm a graduate. I went to university just like any other students who is out there. I'm a Kenyan youth, obviously. And it reached to a point whereby you obviously know if you come from Africa, jobs are not quite in plenty of it or something of sort. So after graduating, and I passed actually, I won't lie about that. And obviously you go to your computer, apply a lot of jobs and all those kind of things. Actually, I used to give myself like a target of applying 5 jobs each and every day. And well, I know you guessed it right. I didn't get any opportunity, and I never got hired by anybody. And by the way, up to date, I've never been hired by anybody. Okay, now this is exactly what most of the people usually do and get themselves into problems and get themselves into poverty. Now, back then, I used to do the painting jobs. I used to paint or something of sort, and I used to sell some paints at a times when I get a good gig or something also. For those who have been watching me, and by the way, you can go to my oldest videos down there. You can actually see me on those aprons and what have you, okay? For you to relate, okay? And to believe exactly what I'm telling you. Now, I knew when I was doing those jobs, I used to be paid like 800, 900, 1,000 shillings. That's like $7, $8, $10 a day. But I used to ask myself, one day I got challenged. I once went to a place where I was doing the interior design, and that house was worth 36 million. Okay. And I asked some of the guys whom we were working with, okay, guys, do you sometimes like ask yourself, like, okay, this house, this dude owns this house is worth 36 million, Kenyan shillings. That's like 36, whatever by then was like 36,000 USDs. Bro, this is a lot of money, and I'm actually being paid $8 a day. I mean, seriously, what do you think the formula this guy used to actually acquire this kind of an item? And the guy was like, he's just a millionaire, you're just lucky person. I said, no. Just think hard, just think a little bit hard. Do you think the formula that you are using actually gonna reach to this point one day? And the guy, they seem like even are not even paying attention to whatever I'm saying, okay? And I will ask myself, okay, fine, it's okay, I'm eating, I'm drinking, but the fact remains, hey, I want to build like this, I want to be like this guy, but what's the best formula? Because the formula that I'm applying, I don't think I can rely to this formula. And if I have to, then probably I'm going to acquire this amount of money when I'm at 80 or 90. And who knows whether I'll be able to reach that age, okay? Now, the question is this. I made myself and I said, hey, each and every time, I remember back when we used to go for our lunch, it used to be 1 hour, from 1 to 2, okay? So within that 1 hour lunch, I will make sure that I take my lunch and I get that phone of mine that I got. I bought it. It was like a second phone, and had to, sort of put some screen and whatever, all those hassles. And I would say, hey, within that 1 hour, I'll make sure that I eat and make sure that I record at least a video. So I could walk around and show people how that nice house is and tell them about money. You can just imagine talking about money when you don't have it, just having the push and the zeal. And then I could just record all those videos and upload them, because I knew one day this YouTube won't pay me today. I know even tomorrow probably won't pay me, but I know surely one day I'll be able to make a difference in my life as far as the finance is concerned. I keep on pushing those videos. Sometimes I started by first videos, I was talking about marriages, I was talking about relationships, and I remember some of my friends will make joke about me, hey, you know what, Joseph now is advising people, hey, Joseph now is an advisor. And probably when we meet in certain groups, you could hear somebody saying, hey, Joseph, I saw your video and you're advising people. And sometimes I could feel like an egg on my face, but I would say, hey, guess what, guys? Probably you may not get my idea, but one day I know I'll be somewhere. And you can just imagine this. The guys whom we used to work with, obviously they were not graduates, most of them. Actually, close to 99% of them, they were not graduates. They were just people who are out there. And I could feel this is a group, and I'm so sorry, maybe they're watching this video, and I'm sorry about it, but it is what it is. I never used to feel like fitting in that specific group. So I used to feel like, hey, guess what? I just have my education in my head. I can actually utilize this. So I decided to making those videos, being out there, exposing myself, telling people who I am, what I do, what is in my head. Because even if you shut up with whatever you have, nobody will never know what you are capable of. Nobody will ever know what you have. So I'll be there making videos and what have you, blah, blah, blah. And to make the story short, hey, guess what? My YouTube actually busted out there, and also my TikTok channel busted out. I think my TikTok just busted out before my YouTube channel, and that is it. And guess what? Now today you know me as Good Joseph, making all those money, and obviously my finance life was transformed. That's for sure, and that's for a fact. I had a lot of betrayals along my way, which I wouldn't even talk about it. Most of them betrayal from different sets of people about that kind of thing, because obviously when people don't understand the mission that you are in, you tend to shake a lot of them off, and you tend to sort of rub shoulders and something of sort, because guess what, the moment you decide to be you than what people want you to be, that's the time you realize that you are now losing them along the way. So I decided to shake off them, not me, sometimes they could be them shaking off from me or shaking me off or something of sort, but anyway, whatever the case, they just disappeared, and also push yourself along the way. And guess what, if I didn't take that action, can you imagine this? Hey, I graduated, I have my degree, and I'm applying for jobs. I'm not getting any gig. I'm not getting any opportunity. Can you imagine this? I was to sit there and complain and say, hey, it's because of the government. It's because of where I was born from. It's because of this. It's because of me being in a continent of Africa. It's because of me being black. It's because of me. Can you just imagine all those kind of things? Okay. So that actually playing what we call the victim mentality. And by the way, there is an idea that I've never try to bought, or maybe some sort of incorporate it in my thinking. This idea of, hey, you have to be somewhere to make money. I always believe that you can actually make it from wherever you are, provided you have good intentions and you have what we call the good mentality. Because I have to admit this. Back then, I used to go to YouTube and search how to be wealthy, how to make money. And this first idea should always used to pop out. Like, change your mind, change how you view things. And I used to get angry, and I ask myself, why are you even telling me to change my mind? I think my mind is in right proportion. I think I'm thinking the right way. And I came to realize, guess what? Mindset is the best thing that you can ever have in your life as far as making cash is concerned. Right now, as we speak, those guys whom we used to hang around, today they just sometimes call me and ask me, hey, how did you do it? How did you manage to reach there? And all those kind of things. And I'm saying this not to brag, but just to show you that, hey, sometimes you have to make that decision in your life, not because most of the people are in agreement with it, but because deep inside of you there is that zeal that is pushing you. And by the way, this is why I usually meet some people who are trying to make it on YouTube, or maybe making videos out there, or trying something. They tell me, hey Joseph, I'm trying to do, I understand what they're talking about. You know, I understand when sometimes back someone called me and asked me, hey, guess what, Joseph, I started my YouTube channel, this and this and that, what should I do? And back then I never used to charge for my services, but nowadays obviously I do charge when you call me. So now he asked me, now what exactly can I do? You know, I used to see myself deep inside of that guy, because I know what dream that guy is holding, and I used to tell him, hey, guess what, do this, do the other. And right now as we speak, hey, guess what, his YouTube is out there, he's known, he's making videos, and he's actually doing something along the way. Yeah, you may not be making a lot here, but at least we are somewhere, and we're actually pushing along, so that at least we'll be able to go ahead and transform and change our lives. Now, what is my message here? My message is quite simple. And most of the time, actually close to 100% of the time, you have to make a decision based by yourself. And if you can follow that, what comes from deep inside of you, I'm avoiding to use the term passion, but let me just allow me to use it for the sake of this explanation. If you can actually follow your passion, that's what you love, okay? And that what you love is actually something that you can actually monetize it and make money out of it. That is probably most of the times where your money is. That's probably where your blessings is. But if you follow the career thing, well, you can actually make something, you can actually make it out there, but sometimes the system cannot work for you. Sometimes may not be for you, maybe somehow against you. So at all the time, it's good to make sure that do not appreciate your comfort. Always ask yourself, what that extra thing, that specific house that I went that was worth 36 million Kenyan shillings, that what transformed my mind, that what changed my mind. Because I asked myself, if this guy is actually making this amount. And I could even look at that guy when he shows up to pay us maybe during the weekend, and I could ask myself, what is this guy doing? Sometimes I could even dig about him and ask, how did he start? What does he do? He runs a business, okay? What does he do? How did he start? Okay, what is his background? Maybe he came from a wealthy family, and I could hear people saying, hey, he doesn't even come from a wealthy family. He's actually who guy started this what we call the electrical shops and what have you. And I was like, wow, so it can be done. So you can start somewhere, so you can be able to do this. And I could actually tell myself, guess what, this is exactly the route that I'm gonna actually pursue and follow, and I believe one day it's gonna make a difference. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, but in 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 years from today, I'll be a totally transformed individual. By the time I'm hitting his age, probably I'll have double of what he has, or maybe 100 times of what he has. That is the zeal, that's the motivation, that's the understanding, and that is the action. And let me tell you one secret here. I know you're about to say it is easier said than done. Go check my older videos, compare it with them today, where I am, and you can actually see the transformation, and also you can actually understand how the life progresses. All right, this is that information that I love to sort of reserve to myself, but I say, hey, it can actually change a single soul out there. So be it. Okay, and don't forget this. Okay, this is life, and you have to take action. And one thing that you're supposed to understand, you have to have three things for you to be successful in this life. You have to have sacrifice, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be consistency. For you to be successful, you have to have those three concoction at the same time. If you can actually slip back on one, okay, you can be disciplined, but you're not consistency. You can actually be consistency, but you're not even disciplined. You're making more, yes, you're doing that thing continuously that is making more money, but you're not actually adhering to the rules and regulation that you say that you're gonna do. You ain't be doing nothing. You're gonna get yourself into lots of problems. Guess what, guys? That marks the end of this video. But if you have something that you can share on this video in the comment section, let this be that video that is transformative, that can change and transform your life. And if you happen to know me back then, just leave that like there, and also comment, tell me, hey Joseph, I've been with you for a couple of years, and now here we are, and pushing along, doing it. And by the way, all those things that I've achieved, and I'll leave this message here, I've attributed to the God's grace, because it is because of God and nothing else. Hats off for that. By the way, for now, it's a goodbye, and make sure that we see each other in the next video. See you.